Welcome. In this segment we'll be discussing Wikipedia. Wikipedia is something that a lot of people are talking about. People use it for social reasons and they use it to do research. We're going to talk about how Wikipedia was created and how the entries get added and how you too can become an editor of Wikipedia. So Wikipedia is a collaborative, free internet encyclopedia that's supported by the nonprofit group called Wikimedia Foundation. And Wikipedia entries are added and edited by volunteers all over the world. So as of May of 2013, Wikipedia has over 77,000 active volunteers. These are volunteers that go in and create new entries and edit entries. So as real-time news is happening and history is happening, volunteers will go in and edit the Wikipedia entries as soon as history is being made. So you can see the benefit of using Wikipedia. If you're using a print encyclopedia, when that's printed, that information is no longer updated. But if you're using something like Wikipedia, where you have 77,000 people that are keeping an eye on their entries, that information is going to be updated real time. And then you can access it and get the most current information. So when did Wikipedia start? Well, Wikipedia started in January of 2001 by two creators, Jimmy Wales and Larry Sanger. And to access the English version of Wikipedia, this is the website that you would visit, en.wikipedia.org. So why was Wikipedia named Wikipedia? Well, wiki means that it's a type of collaborative website. And you may not know this, but the word wiki is actually a Hawaiian word meaning quick. And of course, pedia comes from the word encyclopedia. Wikipedia, quick information, quick encyclopedia. You might be curious to know what's in Wikipedia. Well, this is a really great pie chart that was created in 2008 that shows the different kinds of information that's available in Wikipedia. A large chunk of it is culture and the arts, but you'll see there's some other interesting information. Biographies, geography, the society and social sciences, history and events, natural and physical sciences, technology and applied sciences, religion and belief systems, health, math and logic, and thought and philosophy. And this pie chart is changing over time. As people add entries and edit entries, that pie chart is changing. Let's talk a little bit more about Wikipedia and what's actually inside it. So as of May of 2013, Wikipedia has over 26 million articles or entries in over 286 languages. In May of 2013, of those entries, 4 million of those articles are in English. In February 2012, Wikipedia had over 470 million people visit their site. It's important to note that if you're using Wikipedia for research, that Wikipedia has a special website set up just to help with citing the Wikipedia entries. If you're using Wikipedia for research, for any level of research, whether you're in middle school, high school, or college, it's important to ask your professor, am I allowed to use Wikipedia for my research, and am I allowed to be citing it in my bibliographies? If they say yes, you would want to visit the Wikipedia site that's set up just to learn how to cite the Wikipedia entries. And I have some examples to show you of how you would do those citations. So here are some examples in different formats, APA, MLA, and Chicago, of how you would cite the same entry in Wikipedia. And the entry here is on a Wikipedia entry on plagiarism. So again, Wikipedia has a special site set up where if you're using it for research, you need to know how to cite it properly, just like anything else you would cite in your research papers or your bibliography. But again, check with your faculty member and your teacher to make sure they're all right with you using Wikipedia. How do I become an editor of Wikipedia? It's so easy to become an editor of Wikipedia. When you go to the Wikipedia website, there's an option to actually create an account and become an editor. You just need to sign up and you're all set to go. As soon as you create your account, you'll start to see an edit option on entries. And you can also, of course, add brand new entries. So using Wikipedia, you may see things that are missing in Wikipedia or see things that you'd like to add. So signing up to become a Wikipedia editor is a great idea. You can become part of that community information and that live encyclopedia that's growing and ever so popular. There's some other neat features about Wikipedia you might not know about. Did you know that you can go to the Wikipedia website and you can actually see what's been most recently added or updated? There's a link right on that page, and this is a log from the other day. When you click on the option to see what's been added or edited, you'll get a list of everything that's been done on Wikipedia. So you can see what's going on in Wikipedia. There's also a main page on Wikipedia where they have all kinds of news. In the news, did you know, and on this day. So they're very aware of keeping up with historical events. They're very aware of educating the public of what's in Wikipedia and also keeping up on current events and the history. So this is a screen capture of what the main page for Wikipedia looks like. And you can clearly see there's a featured entry. There's an in the news, so you can keep up on the news. There's the did you know and the on this day for the history. So there's a lot of things in Wikipedia beyond just the content of it being an online encyclopedia. It's there to educate people on many levels. So to summarize, visit the main Wikipedia website. Again, the English version is en.wikipedia.org. Remember, Wikipedia comes in many languages. Start by creating an account so you can add entries or edit entries. And if you're going to use Wikipedia for coursework or homework, you need to check with your teacher or your faculty member to make sure it's okay to use Wikipedia. I hope you've enjoyed this segment, and I hope you take some time to visit Wikipedia and become an editor. That's all for now. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.